Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. As you can see, it's a beautiful morning. I'm up here at Nelson Bay, and today I'm going for a walk along a beach, a 32-kilometre beach called Stockton Beach, and I'm at a place at the moment called Berrubi Point near Anna Bay. So what we'll do is we'll go for a walk and talk, and thank you very much once again for joining me. But this beach here, as I said, goes for 32 kilometres. It's absolutely pristine. We've got an unusual sunrise this morning with the pink cloud. I just turned around and just took my breath away. Just so beautiful. So join me on this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club, where we will go through a book entitled Breathe by James Nestor, where he teaches us a little bit more about ourselves, and more importantly, he teaches us a little bit more about how to breathe effectively and efficiently to get the most out of each and every breath. James Nestor, in his book, kicks off with a quote where he says, and he reminds us all, that there is a science to the art of breathing. And by taking normal breaths, so when we normally breathe, when we take normal breaths, we're only absorbing a quarter of the available oxygen, and we end up exhaling it and wasting it. So the call to action from this author, according to the science of breathing that he wants to teach us, is that if we take longer breaths and allow our lungs to soak up more of the oxygen, we're getting more oxygen basically with fewer breaths. So there you go, I've learned something new. I did martial arts for many years, and I do understand the importance of breathing and of using breathing, I guess, as a way of oxygenating and filling our bodies with oxygen. But once again, I didn't know that under normal circumstances, when we're taking breaths, that a lot of that oxygen is exhaled and wasted. So in a nutshell, the trick, according to this author, is to slow down our breathing. So let's see where this book takes us. It's a glorious morning. It's a winter's day here in Australia. I'm in regional New South Wales, so I'm not in Sydney at the moment, but I'll be heading back later on this morning. So the first formal point to come out of this book, this author, is where he teaches us, reminds us, that breathing out your nose is the key to unlock natural health benefits. So using your nose to breathe out. Once again, learning stuff which is very, very new. What the author here is saying is that 50% of people are mouth breathers. So what's a mouth breather? 50% of people are mouth breathers, which means that they breathe through their mouths. So according to science, according to the medical profession, breathing out of your mouth is not as effective. So why? Why is it so important to breathe through your nose? It's even more important for those who are mouth breathers. The author goes on to tell us filters it, and it moistens your breath, and at the same time it releases chemicals that help regulate your heartbeat and lower your blood pressure. That's pretty interesting, especially for people who have issues with their hearts and their blood pressure, but of course for all of us, because the lesson for each and every person, of course, is to try and improve our health. And sometimes there are some life hacks. There are some easy things that we can do, things that we can immediately do, that can have a major and lasting impact on our health. The other thing that the author says here, for those people who are mouth breathers, he says that mouth breathing actually changes the shape of your face. I don't know if it's a positive or a negative, but the mere fact of breathing through your mouth, according to this author, changes even the shape of your face. So what else can we learn from this author? The second point to come out of this book is where the author says that you can receive unexpected health benefits from just slowing down your breathing. So the key is to slow down your breathing. That's the key message that I'm getting from this book. And what the author is also saying is you don't need to breathe deeply. So this is new for me, because as I said, I'm in martial arts, and we did practice very, very heavy, deep breathing. But the author here says that even shallow breaths, even if you're breathing in shallowly, if you take 5 seconds to take it in, and then 5 seconds to let it out, each breath will count and give you the maximum hit of oxygen. Because what the author says is, in terms of the science of breathing, when we breathe in, our oxygen goes to our red blood cells and replaces the carbon dioxide which is fused to the blood cell. But when we breathe really, really heavily, what happens is that we tend to release a lot more carbon dioxide, and that's why sometimes we feel lightheaded. But the author says here is that we don't need to breathe deeply and heavily, I guess is the key, because our lungs are really, really efficient and don't need to be filled to capacity each breath in order to do their work. So the author here is telling us that you don't need to breathe deeply in order to get your lungs to do their job. So there you go. Interesting points. The last point to come from this book is that the whole art of breathing, the whole science of breathing, really hasn't been an important element in our Western world, in our Western cultures, but it has been a significant, health realization in the Eastern cultures who have been practicing breathing for millennia. So the author here, once again, has introduced us to the science and the art of breathing, and he calls it mindful breathing. So paying attention and breathing slowly. Remember, it doesn't have to be heavy, but it has to be slow, and it has to be in from the nose and out from the nose as well. Because we've learnt from the East over thousands of years that breathing can have a significant impact on our health. We have learnt that breathing can alter our body temperature. Just the mere fact that we can breathe in a certain way can alter our body temperature, can change our heart rate, can change our blood pressure, and help fight infection. So there we go. I think I'll finish up now. So my hands are a little bit numb at the moment. It's 8 degrees. There's a gentle breeze blowing down here, but it is a bit cool on the hands. I've got a puffer jacket on, and I'm wearing a beanie, which is going to help. But there you go. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where we just went through another book summary. And the book summary is entitled Breath by James Nestor. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's learn how to practice mindful breathing, remembering that our lungs are efficient at taking in breaths, so we don't need to breathe deeply, but we need to breathe slowly. The trick is to breathe slowly, to take it in, hold it for 5 seconds, and let it out, and to go through your nose, because your nose filters the breath, moistens the breath, releases chemicals into your breath that have health benefits. Anyway, I can see a whale just offshore here. It's probably a whale, or it could be dolphins. It's probably a whale. It's probably about 100 meters offshore. Can't see him all that well because we've got the swell and the waves coming in. But it is whale season, and there are thousands of whales heading north to Queensland in order to calf, and they'll be heading back in October, November. So it's a beautiful part of the world, Stockton Beach. Probably about 15 to 20 kilometres further down the beach here is a place called Tin City, and I've walked there before, and it is a real beautiful place. It's got a Mad Max feel to it, and I can't wait to get back there again. And I think I'll leave it there. So thank you once again. And it's a sunrise just happening at the moment, as you can see. And I'll come to you again with a different message from a different location, a message of empowerment, where we can be partners in each other's development and growth, and we can hopefully share things that enable us to live, learn, and pass it on. Take care, Bedya. Yasas, Vilakya, from Jim's 5am Club. I did go live today because it's such a beautiful morning that I wanted each and every one of you to vicariously enjoy it with me. And I look forward to seeing your videos and your vlogs one day, where you can take me on one of your journeys of discovery, of learning, where we can get through the morning, get through the day, and hopefully enjoy the beauties of this country that we live in. Yasas, take care, if you like ya. Bye for now.